Hey guys, welcome back to my channel, and in today's video I'm going to be taking an old idea, an old concept from other channels, and I'm going to be kind of flipping it. So everybody has seen the Inside the Mind of a Pro or Inside the Mind of a Supersonic Legend series that people have. I wanted to change it up. So I'm a champ player. I have been for the last couple seasons. What I wanted to try to do is do Inside the Mind of a Champ, because I feel like anybody who's kind of like in that platinum diamond area might have a better time or an easier time of trying to make that push up the champ instead of watching like a pro play. Because if you're like plat or diamond and you're watching a pro play like how to get better and stuff, of course they will help, but I feel like having a rank that's just one or two above you as opposed to 3 or 4 rank levels above you, I feel like that would help you more. Work on this little subtle nuances, little things to help you get up there. And kind of just to show you what I think about when I'm playing. Obviously, again, I'm a champ, so I'm not perfect, not by any shot. But yeah, I hope this helps somebody out make that push up the champ, and hopefully I get to see you in a rank game sometime. Anyways, let's get into the first match. Okay, so this will be the first game out of 3. In all 3 of these games, I play with the same random queue partner. So this is the first game out of the 3 that we played. His name is Cosmetic, because as you can see, we're random, we're not queued together. And he was actually really cool. We went on and actually played like at least 10 matches together after this game, because we just click together. And sometimes when you're playing solo queue, you run into those teammates that you just click with and you want to keep on playing. We were on a streak, like we didn't lose a game. Anyways, let me go ahead and start the first game, and I'll try my best to explain what's going through my head. So I know that the conception is that champs are a lot slower, make bad decisions, don't rotate well, which is true to an extent, but we're working on it. Like here, while we're in the corner, we kind of were grouped up. Not really anybody's fault, just how the rotation happened to be. I started rotating back after kickoff here, so I went for kickoff, kind of failed it. It went over to the right. I realized my teammate's up, so I start heading back to go get boost. The ball happens to come this way, and then what I should have done there was actually kind of go back post to goal instead of waiting to see what happened with the ball, because then we both got kind of stuck up in the corner there, and it was not a good situation. I noticed that my teammate goes off to the left there towards the corner, so I know that I need to push and try to keep pressure on this. So I go ahead and I push, and luckily the opponent gets a really bad touch. It's bouncing in the corner. My only goal there is to try to pass it mid for him to maybe get a shot in. He misses it, which is fine. Nothing else he can do. So then I rotate back post here because I know he's in the corner. So that's something that a lot of people don't do, that you need to work on. I've been trying to work on. So he's over in the left corner. So instead of pushing along the left corner, going to the left post, I push all the way to the right post and then turn towards the ball. That way, if anything happens, I'll be ready to hit it. Now he gets a really awkward hit, and instead of getting nervous, I decide to take my time on this. So I see that it's floating, and he has a really bad touch. He only hits it one time, and then he starts flopping. I see that, so I wait. And then instead of just bombing it straight down the field, I intentionally try to hit it to the left corner so that they don't get an easy second shot opportunity. And it also allows my teammate to get ball control. I'm just waiting for my teammate to see if he can get a pass in. As soon as I realize he doesn't, my goal is to just try to buy time for him. I see that he's all the way right, so he's going along the right, trying to get the right mid boost over there. So I know that he's trying to get boost and get back and rotate. So I'm just trying to buy time. I'm kind of like waiting to see if he fails the ball, which he does. So now this is just a really good read. I try to hit it mid for my teammate, but opponent's teammate was a lot quicker. My teammate was back. It's not really a problem with that. It's just I kind of hit it mid just in case they have an opportunity. I'm just keeping up good pressure here. I have an opportunity at a shot. I miss it, sadly. Teammate keeps control. I decided to go there, be quick, which actually pays out. It was really risky, but I realized that both opponents were not in a good situation, and my teammate wasn't either. So I decided to be really quick to it and hit it left post, and it worked. It doesn't usually work out that well, but it worked out that time. So Cosmetic's going to go here because he's on the corner. I go get boost like I usually do. I noticed that it's bouncing down, so I just got to try to play time and get a good 50 on it, which I do. Cosmetic gets a good hit downfield, but then they hit it back. Now my goal there, because I'm in an awkward situation, because the ball's over my head going towards my goal and about to hit the backboard here. So there's not really a great way to get a good hit on this unless I try to pinch it off the wall into our corner. So my idea is try to see where it's going to be on the wall and try to pinch it to the corner. And I actually somewhat do that very well to where Cosmetic's able to get it. Now Cosmetic gets one heck of a pass over to me. I really wish I would have been able to get that on shot. This isn't on him by any means. I mean, the fact that he did that in Champ's really cool. So instead of doing anything, he notices that there's two people. Both opponents are right there with him, so why would he continue to try to do a solo play if both opponents are literally one in front of him, one behind him? So instead, he decides to be selfless, notices I'm open in the middle, ready for his pass, and he flicks it over to me. Perfect flip. I mean, it could have been barely any better. I just get a really bad touch on it. Barely misses, but then I'm able to finish it off with a light touch, so that was good. That was kind of like the first moment where I realized, okay, this teammate is actually pretty good. I'm really enjoying playing with him. He's not bad at all. The kickoff kind of goes middle, and I kind of try to just pop it towards their goal to try to keep pressure up. Now I gotta hurry up and race back to this ball, somehow meet it, just try to get a good 50 on it, which I do. Now my teammate was behind me, so I tried to keep pressure up. He booms a shot right at our goal, so my goal, instead of trying to like flail around or try to like hit it away, I just I don't backflip in case I get a bad touch on it, so I can keep good momentum, and instead just try to tilt my car to where it'll like redirect to the corner. So that's exactly what happens. It redirects to the corner because you don't need to do anything crazy. And then there, he also tried to demo me, which I noticed, so I jump, and it somehow works. Honestly, you probably should have been demoed there, but that's fine. It wouldn't have done much because my teammate was just really good and kept good pressure and scored, so that was really good. Now I'm just having fun here for some reason. I win that kickoff crazily. My teammate's up, so I kind of sit back. I'm probably a little bit too far back, but the fact that OG kind of hits it really far out kind of works out pretty well. My teammate's behind me, I can hear that, so I'm just rotating back. I'll allow him to keep control. I keep a safe distance in case something like that happens, so I'm far enough away. I get a good clear to the corner to where I can catch it again. Since I had an open goal now, I just kind of flick it in real quick. Now we're up 4-0, and that's the game. They forfeit at that point. Yeah, so that was a good game. Nothing wrong. Once that game was over, Cosmetic actually sent me a party up request, and I accepted it, and that's when we played for like another 10 matches straight. I'm only going to show you 3 of our matches, though. This one was the first one, so let's go on to the second one. Okay, now on to the second game. So in this one, I just get corner boost off of kickoff. I noticed that Bungie's got corner control over there with the ball, and I can hear my teammate behind me. So I just kind of sit back post, because I know the only way he's going to be able to pass it down anywhere is just in front of goal here. So it's not really that worrisome. The only thing that could happen is maybe his teammate comes in after Bungie centers it and knocks it in. So I do realize I need to be quick to this. So I just sit back, wait until he hits it, and then immediately go, and I decide to bomb it down. Now it's interesting that Ice Raider doesn't kind of push up further. He's like sitting really far back. The only reason I bombed it down that quickly was because I figured that he was a lot closer, and I wanted to see if I could get a quick shot over his head, but he was sitting back, so he was playing safe. He gets a really awkward bad touch there to the corner, which kind of just centers it for me. Wasn't able to get the angle, though. Here I'm pushing up pretty far. I probably shouldn't have done that, but it works enough because teammate has ball control now. He gets an insane 50 there. I'm really far back, but I still get the shot. It was a really soft shot, but it did the trick. In Champ, you get a little bit more leeway with that type of stuff. Alright, so I see the ball's in the corner and Cosmetic's on the backboard. So I know that he's going to be trying to come over to this corner that I'm at. So instead of like pushing the ball or sitting back in this corner, I'm going to try to rotate towards the goal and allow him to get control. So we kind of do like a crisscross motion. Alright, then here, Bungie gets a good center to his teammate. Luckily, I see that Ice Raider kind of goes up really poorly, and Cosmetic's already up for it, so I'm just sitting on this back wall in case a 50 goes bad, that I could jump in front of goal and try to block it. Luckily, Cosmetic gets an insane pinch, and then almost follows it up. I honestly thought he was about to hit it. Bunchy gets a good shot, but I just hit it to the side. I felt comfortable where I was. Now I've got ball control here. I just pop it over the first one, and then I try to get it over. Doesn't work too well. You know, champ mechanics coming in. Cosmetic's keeping good ball control. He's being very slow. I noticed that he was having problems here. That's the only reason I pushed here. It's not because I'm a selfish champ. I just noticed that he probably didn't have boost, and he was having problems. He had no momentum after the 50, so I just wanted to hurry up and get it there before they got back. He didn't have a problem with it. We were chatting throughout all these games, so we had respect for one another. Now for this was kind of risky because I noticed that my teammate Cosmetic's going back to the back right corner, and Ice Raider just sent like a long shot. So I have plenty of time, but I need to. I'm pretty much the one who's going to have to save it here. So I noticed he's also going up for it, which means that he could get another touch. Most likely the touch he's going to do, since I'm still at the ground at this moment, is going to be a touch upward, so it tries to go over me. So basically my main goal here is to try to get up as quickly as possible to try to meet him. I almost miss it, and I actually get a really bad touch, which kind of goes up mid, but Bunchy's not doing too well at this point. He also hits it over me, but Cosmetic and I do a good rotation, and we're able to eventually get it out. Now I do this a lot whenever both opponents are kind of towards their goal in front of us and my teammate has the ball to the left or right. What I like to do is I like to follow a little bit behind them. So right here I'm like a couple car lengths behind him, but to the right towards mid, so that if he needs to, like if he gets a 50 and it comes out to me, I have ball control, or if he's kind of in trouble, he wants to flick it to me again like in the first game, he can. It just gives him opportunity. He decides to try to go for like a little bit of a slow play, try to hit it over them. Doesn't work too well, but we still have ball control. I tried to go for double there. Didn't work, but I hit it off the backboard, so he gets control. So at this point, we're up 3-0. We hadn't conceded a goal yet within these two games, which is pretty insane. So right here, I cheat on the kickoff. Ice Raider hits it off the wall around me, which is fine. I just steal the boost and then start heading back. Now I'm the last one back, and two people just went up. I know they double committed, so what immediately goes through my head when I see two people up, neither of them are going to be ready for defense. Also, I noticed that Cosmetic over on the right is in the middle of flipping towards the mid boost, or at least towards our corner boost. So I know he's not going to be in the play for a while, and Bunchy's about to get a shot on goal. The best way I can do this is either hit it to the left or the right corners. Those would be the best case scenario. The right corner would be best because Cosmetic will be to the right corner by the time I hit it and clear it to the right. But the left corner will be fine because if I hit it light enough, I'll be able to follow it up. So that's the best case scenario for both of them. But what happens is they both went up, and so then they both start flopping. I noticed that neither of them get a good hit on it. They're both out of position. They're kind of like upside down, not doing anything. So I decided, let me just hit it over them. So now the ball's past them, and I'm actually like the closest one to the ball at this point. Now I noticed that they're both in the same corner, so they're not rotating correctly. And I know that I'm going to be able to beat both of them to this ball. So I decided to just try to hit the ball mid because I know my teammate might be able to get to it. Which he does, but unfortunately he gets a 50. I'm just trying to keep pressure up because I know they're low boost. They're on the ropes. I just keep trying to hit it mid so that maybe my teammate will eventually get a good shot on it. That was poor rotation there from me. I should have been around further, but my teammate's keeping good pressure. That was terrible by me. I just misread the bounce off the wall. And then an unfortunate event, teammate was pushed up too far from back post, which is fine. The whole reason we got scored on stemmed from me missing that read. Two great 50s off of kickoff, especially from my teammate. My teammate hits it to try to keep it centered for me. Not able to keep up with it, but that's fine. I noticed that. So here is something small that I do. I noticed that the ball's not going to go into goal immediately, and I know that I have some time. So instead of just trying to go right straight to the ball to hit it, I decided to kind of wrap around to the left, pick up an extra pad so I have close to 100 boost, and then I have a better angle. Instead of trying to go right at it straight on, I try to go at it kind of cornered. and at the same time, I could have gone scored on, but I also know that the angle that he was coming in at was really, really poor, so I wasn't too worried at that point. Cosmetics, I'm just kind of waiting until he passes it center, which he does. And I notice when I go up for it, he hit it really hard, and I know that I'm not going to make it to this ball if I just continue boosting, so I have to kind of like pre-flip for it in order to catch up to it in time. So that's what I do. I pre-flip, and luckily it works, and it looks pretty cool. Yeah, that was good. Good pass from him. We're up 1-4 now. We're not really worried about losing at this point. We just gotta stay consistent, stay smart. Ice Raider, and at this point, after seeing that, because Ice Raider kind of like had plenty of time on the wall. I mean, after the kickoff, the ball went right to him. And then at this point, once I realized that they can't control aerials whatsoever, so I'm not really worried about aerials much anymore. Oh, by the way, 69. Anyways, and so I just kind of wait until he drops it. Now, the thing that's unfortunate here is that this was the first like big mistake that I've seen either of us do between the two matches so far. Cosmetic, instead of rotating back, since he saw me turn here, he should have just continued going back to the back corner and rotating around in case I get a bad 50 or a challenge on it. He decides to go in as well. I'm not going to blame him because, you know, everybody makes mistakes, but like in this situation, you just went for kickoff, and I'm the one who's should be next in line to go and get this. I'm in a much better position than you because he's right behind the ball. But that's fine. We both challenged. Now we're in a bad situation because now I'm definitely not getting to this ball if Bungie goes for a shot on net. Cosmetic's the best chance. And then on top of that, Ice Raider could easily bump him because he's in perfect position. Luckily, Bungie gets a terrible shot on goal, and it wasn't going to go in either way. But for some reason, Cosmetic actually gets a really good touch on this and actually pinches it to the corner where I'm at, so I get ball control on it now. I noticed that it's like a 1v1 situation, but I also know that the way I hit the ball, I hit it a little too hard. So I'm not able to catch up to it and just get a free shot on net. So I decided to push it into the corner over here. And I was going to try to go up the wall, trying to make it pressure, try to do something interesting to buy time. It didn't work though because he demoed me. At this point, I'm just keep trying to hit it center. That's my main goal. Whenever I play, I always try to just keep popping the ball center as best as I can to try to get my teammate opportunities. Unfortunately, he challenged while I was still up and resulted in the goal on us, but that's fine. We're still up 2-4. I'm still not too worried. Cosmetic gets a really good hit there, and I probably would have gotten that goal, but luckily the opponent gets a really good save. And then also another thing here that a lot of people don't do that they need to start doing if you want to get better is I noticed that Cosmetic has the ball control, but he's not like trying to go towards the opponent's net. He's trying to go back to our corner, and I know what he's doing. So instead of following back to this corner like I've been doing, because after this I'm on the right side just by chance. That's how I go. I crisscross to the left so that I'm not on the same side as my teammate. You need to be aware of where your teammate is. If your teammate's on one side, the person who has the ball, if they're on your team, you allow them to have the decisions on everything that they do on the play. So if you're not on the ball, you're the one who has to adapt to what your teammate's doing. So my teammate has the ball possession, and I know this, so I follow what he's doing. He's going to the right corner, so I'm going to go to the left corner there. And then again, he switches back over there after a 50, so I go on the left side. There, I could have probably hit it. That's just bad play by me. Poor mechanics. I noticed that he was going up to the wall really slow, so I just tried to challenge as quickly as possible to keep pressure on. At this point, I know that he's demoed, so I need to just, my main priority, get back as quickly as possible and keep pressure, fake challenge, just to slow down time enough time for my teammate to spawn and maybe get a couple pads or the big boost if possible. So I'm just trying to buy time at this point. I noticed that Cosmetic actually spawns on the perfect side, actually. So at this point, I just allow him to keep control there. Now, none of these balls are very risky at all. I'm just kind of wasting time by hitting it up in the air. because I noticed that we're up 2 goals with 40 seconds left, so I'm just kind of wasting time hitting it up in the air, making it difficult for them to do anything. Now I'm trying to keep ball control here. Again, just wasting more and more time. I mean, none of the touches I'm doing is really doing anything. It's just being annoying and obnoxious. I'm kind of just playing with it, trying to bait 50s. Everything I'm doing here is just wasting more and more time. Cosmetic gets a good pass mid. They unfortunately don't get a good hit, and that results in a goal. So we're up 5-2. They forfeit, and that's the end of the game too. So far between the 2 games that we've played, there's like been 1 big mistake between both of us, and maybe like 2 or 3 small ones. We're actually playing very good gameplay for our rank, and I can't complain with them. So let's go on to the 3rd game. Okay, so this is going to be the final game, and this game is actually the closest one out of all of them yet. So this game ends as a 1-goal game in overtime. And if I remember correctly, it was like a fairly long overtime. Like, it was a few minutes, like 3 or 4 minutes or something like that. I can't remember if it was because we were making mistakes or if they were just really good. I think it was because they were just really good. They win the kickoff, but I'm not really too worried. They're getting, like, really unfortunate touches that's bouncing off the backboard. They have ball control, so I kind of try to keep my distance, especially since I saw my teammate was up there challenging already. Again, my teammate's still there, so I'm just trying to keep distance, play support. They keep getting these weird, awkward touches off the backboard and whatnot. So far, this game's just been, like, the first 30 seconds have just been them, the orange team, the opponent, getting, like, some really awkward hits on offense, like, not able to really convert anything. So it's hard to read what they're doing and what's going on. So I'm just trying to keep my distance again. My teammate's up, and I'm just waiting for somebody to throw away the ball like they just did there. I kind of just go up, try to get a touch over him. I was trying to get it a little further right, but, you know, champ mechanics. Just trying to stay in front of the ball. So in this situation, I know that he had control at this point. I was just trying to tip it back, but he hits it over me. I know that he's about to try to get a shot on goal, so the first thing I do is try to get up in front of the ball as best as I can. Number 1 priority when you're on the ropes like this, where the ball is kind of going up over your head, kind of like what happened in the previous game, and you know that the opponent's about to challenge for a shot on goal, don't worry about where you're trying to hit it too much. Just try to get in the way, like try to get in between the net and the ball as best as you can. So that's what I do. As soon as it goes over me, I jump up and just try to get in front of the goal, and it works out pretty well, fortunately. I try to follow it up. Not too great of a follow-up, but they're getting some weird touches. Most of this game has just been them getting some really awkward touches. I try to allow them to make mistakes before I challenge, because I know that their touches have been really weird. Like, this was a really weird touch. Now, I was hoping I'd hit it out a little bit further so I could try to, like, pass it more further mid. But I got bad touches on it, just bad mechanics. He kind of, like, hits it up towards his goal, which is very interesting, and then whiffs that. So I just kind of throw a shot on target. This is kind of going back to what I was saying. Like, I'm not really, like, pushing the ball immediately. I'm kind of waiting to see what they do. Wait for them to make a mistake. He, like, hits the ball up in front of me, so I know I have, like, a perfect shot. And then here he just kind of, like, gets scared that I'm going to hit it sooner than I actually do. So I just kind of rip it on high up on goal, and it works out. I like to play reactionary when I play. Wait for them to make the mistake. Play based upon how they play. So at this point, it's tied up. 3.5 minutes left. Teammate gets good hit mid. I try to hit it bottom left corner. So what I was doing here was I was trying to take my time with the shot instead of just ripping it right corner, because I could have easily just ripped it right corner, but obviously the opponent would have easily saved that if I hit it right corner. So I was trying to time it to where I'd hit it to the left corner, and at the way it was going, it would have been left corner. But luckily, he jumps off the wall quick enough to where he's able to stop the shot from going. Good defense by him. Now at this point they're trying, like, ceiling shot type plays, which in Champ isn't really going to do too much. I just try to get in the way of the ball there. Works out. I try to hit it mid. Maybe my teammate will be able to do something. They're keeping good defense at this point. These are definitely the best opponents we've had so far. Now, that was just unfortunate. So what happened was I rotated back and I noticed my teammates towards the goal on the left. So I figure at this point, I'm just going to go force them to shoot over me, and then Cosmetic will be able to clean up and maybe hit it to the corner. So I'm just trying to throw my body at the ball to force him to shoot earlier so that Cosmetic has more time to react to the shot. Unfortunately, Cosmetic starts pushing up. He started pulling up at the same time, I guess he was about to go. So it was just kind of miscommunication because we're not like in like a audio call. We're not like on Discord or anything. We're just playing in the game. We just met. We're not playing poorly though, and stuff like that happens. Just miscommunication on what was trying to happen. We're down 1 goal now. We still have 3 minutes though. Not really too much of a worry. We know that we can easily win this. So he wins the 50, the kickoff on the right, and then the opponent just gets a bad touch over here. I was waiting for him to touch it. He doesn't, so I just rip one on goal real quick. Easy goal. Now we're tied up in like 7 seconds. So what I like to do on kickoff, if I'm not going for like a straight up, like just trying to get there as quickly as I can, on kickoff, I kind of like go a little bit to the left, so I can see around the ball and I can see the opponent. And I notice he's trying to do a speed flip kickoff, so I try to take my time a little bit, like half a second I wait, so I get there a little bit late so I can get a good 50, like a reactionary 50, and it actually works. So it shoots towards their end. We weren't able to follow it up, unfortunately, but it still kept pressure, and we're still able to keep pressure, especially with Cosmetic and some good touches. I noticed that Knockoff Jazer is over, and I know that I'm going to be able to beat him. So I don't want to just immediately hit it towards goal. So I just want to go up the wall with it. So that's what I decided to do. I go up the wall. I know he's waiting for me, so I'm just trying to get a 50 off the wall, which I do. I get a 50 and it goes towards the middle. Unfortunately, Cosmetic didn't expect that, which I don't blame him. He could have gone anyway. Could have been anywhere. So he doesn't go for it immediately. And it could have led to a goal, but it doesn't, which is fine. I just decided to rotate all the way back because I have no boost. Cosmetic's got good coverage. He's keeping pressure. Just kind of recoup. Get ready for the next push. I get a good 50 because I knew he was playing slow. Again, just me trying to hit it mid. He doesn't challenge, so it doesn't really go anywhere. Now, while I'm going back for boost, I'm keeping an eye on the play that's happening to the right. Hit it up the wall and then hit it towards the goal just to keep pressure, force them to use boost in order to get saves. He gets a good top right corner flick over Cosmetic. So at this point, all 3 of their goals have just been them, just playing well. So it's not really anybody's fault. They're just getting some good shots on goal, and we're not able to stop them. 2 minutes left though, so not really too much of a problem. Now I am pretty far back here, and now I could have been pushed up a little bit further, but I'm not really too worried because now I've noticed that Cosmetic kind of missed the challenge. He's in their goal while they're both about to push up on me. So now I'm in a 2v1 scenario. So now I'm just trying to buy time. I'm doing fake challenges, kind of just tailing them. Now the one thing that I wish would have happened was Cosmetic kind of try to get in the way, because I know that he could have probably gone like in the way instead of going for boost. Luckily though, for some reason the opponent decides to hit it up the side wall, which buys us plenty of time to actually like allow Cosmetic to get back and us to reset up. So that was kind of like a mistake on their part. They could have easily gotten a shot if he would have just went straight from goal, and then Knockoff Jazer would have been able to bump me, demo me or something. Just a bunch of normal champ gameplay of bouncing the ball around. Nothing crazy going on. Cosmetic tries a good air dribble, doesn't go anywhere, but I'm just trying to keep pressure up, try to keep it on their side, and fortunately that results in them getting an own goal. So now we're tied up again with a minute left. So now at this point there's only a minute left, and once you get down to the final minute, especially if you're like tied or a goal down or whatnot, a goal, even just a goal up, you still have to try to play as smart as possible. You start getting into that like, all right, this is the final stand. So I'm trying to play as smart as possible. Now this is what I didn't expect this whatsoever. So I had ball control here, and I see Cosmetic on the ground, and he's most likely going to be rotating in front of goal to try to block it. So my goal is to try to just hit it down as far as I can, and try to make them waste boost by having to go up and meet me or challenge and 50 it on the ground at the very least. So I hit it. Unfortunately, I hit it really far, and then for some reason Cosmetic went up for it. That was like another mistake of like, I'm not sure why he went up for it. Luckily the 50 went over to our corner, so we kept ball control and nothing really happened. I tried to pass it down the field. Since I saw Cosmetics way down on their side, maybe he could get a redirect. So I just tried to blast it down the field for him to get. Wasn't strong enough, so Knockoff Chaser gets a block on it. Now I see that Cosmetic was in an awkward situation after he gets a touch on it. So now I just need to try to get back ASAP. So I try to pick up some pennies while I'm over here. I didn't get as many as I wanted, and teammate took the corner. So now I'm just trying to be annoying, just trying to make him waste away. He keeps flicking the ball away, which gives us ball possession. That's all I wanted. He probably expected me to challenge a lot sooner, but I had no boost. Unfortunate bounce there. I knew he was going to challenge, so I just tried to hit it over him just to get him out of the play. I challenged him in the corner. I somehow get a really nice touch mid. Teammate wasn't ready for it, which is fine. He's probably rotating back to try to play safe defense. At this point, it's really awkward. Both opponents rather, are up in front of us, and they have an open goal. So, fortunately, it's like running along the wall, so they can't just bomb a shot onto our net. So they have to kind of like follow it and try to center it. So my goal is to try to just either get in the way or try to get in front of goal. Luckily, it just hits the ground because he's not able to keep up with it. And now we're in overtime. And in overtime, obviously, golden goal rule, you have to play as safe and defensive as possible. So that's what my goal is. I don't know how my teammate's going to play, but I'm going to play super defensively. If I see him pushed up, I'm just going to be ready for the opponent to try to shoot a goal. And then every time I hit the ball, I always try to hit it as high as possible to try to keep it away from the opponents. And if they do want to try to make that touch, they have to waste a lot of boost so that even if they win the challenge, they'll either have low or no boost to continue an offensive play. So at this point, I'm listening to what's going on, like where everybody is. So you can't see a single player on this field from this angle, but I can hear a lot of what's going on. I hear my teammate to my right behind me, and I hear my opponents to the left behind me. You can hear everybody where they're at, even if you can't see them. And I heard my teammate flip on the right side. I'll play it again. So I hear that my teammate's flipping on the right side, and it sounds like it's coming towards me. So I'm just going to leave the ball at this point because I know that he's about to challenge it. So that's when I leave. I didn't even see him in the frame yet, and I started turning away to leave because I knew he was about to challenge it. So right here, I start turning, and then I see him because I know he's about to challenge it just from the audio cues. I also had 0 boost, so there's no reason for me to continue playing there. He gets demoed, so now I'm just trying to buy time. Luckily, I get a pretty good hit, so it just kind of hits this side, and there you lose possession. My teammate gets a touch forward, isn't able to keep ball possession, but that's fine. Just awkward rotations at this point. Not trying to concede a goal. Now that was a really scary spot because the opponent could have easily scored there. Fortunately, they get a really bad touch on it on the rebound. I just try to challenge quickly, cause them to throw away the ball. Luckily, they really like the backboard, so they keep hitting it there. Again, just trying to hit it mid for maybe my teammate to be able to hit it. He's not ready though, which again is fine. I'm just trying to keep pressure up, allow the opponents to know that I'm going to be there and ready, waiting for them. I'm just going to rotate back, but stay mid. I try to hammer a quick one on goal. It's a little wide though, and they were both in goal, so they probably would have saved it anyway, so that's fine. Now it's a 1v1. In this situation, I saw that my teammate kind of messed up on the challenge, and it's a 1v1 scenario. Luckily, I have 100 boost. I'm in a good position because I have momentum, because I've been driving on the wall. As you'll see here, I never stopped or even really slowed down that much. I was still driving on the wall, so I had good momentum still. He gets a really, really early shot on the goals, and it's really slow, so I have plenty of time to react. Since I have plenty of time to react, I don't just hit it like down the field, because I see he's going to be able to challenge it if I hit it down the middle. And then you also have Dotman over there who would also be able to follow it up if he's not able to. So why would I hit it towards the opponent and allow them to get another shot and goal? I don't. So I try to hit it to the left. I could have hit it further to the corner, but the left side's good enough. Knockoff Jazer kind of gets aggressive and decides to push it immediately, and I demo him. So that was kind of like a textbook save and follow-up from me. It bounces off the wall, and Dot Man has an opportunity to get another shot, but he's so far back and it's such an awkward ball to hit. I know it's not going to be that fast of a shot, so I'm not too worried. I just backflip to hit the corner again. As you can tell from what I've been saying every time you're trying to do a block or a save, always try to hit it corner. Don't hit it down the field. Try to hit it towards your corner or off of your back wall. That's the best place to hit it, because it doesn't matter if the opponent's able to follow it up. They wouldn't be able to get a direct shot on goal. They'd have to have one person hit it center again from the corner, and then the other one do it. And since I just demoed one of them, I know that he wasn't going to be able to follow it up. So always hit it corner if you can. Again, just more 50s, more challenges going on, nothing crazy. Now we're on offense. They were on offense for a good little while there. Just kind of hitting it back and forth. Again, just kind of like awkward aerial plays. You know, champs can't really aerial too well, so it's not really that... It's really not that scary. I'm just kind of waiting for him to pass me the ball, which is exactly what he does. And then once he passes me the ball again, I hit it to the corner because they won't be able to follow it up. It's the safest place to hit it. My teammate pinches it off the wall, which actually it goes into a fairly good spot for me. I try my best to get a good aerial play going, try to double tap it, but they block it. Smart from them, good play by them. So when I was going up for the aerial play up here, I know that they're both towards their goal. Knockoff Jazer is heading towards the goal, so he'd be able to go up and challenge it, and the other person's like right in front of their net. So instead of bombing a shot right at the goal, I try to hit it off of their back wall to the left a little bit. So my first touch is a little bit high to the left of the back wall, so that maybe I don't go for a direct shot. Maybe they're expecting the shot and they'll be out of the way, and then I can double tap it. Unfortunately, they knew what was going on, so Dot Man gets a good block. But at the same time, they both double committed, so my teammate's able to get a good 50 on them because they're kind of on the ropes. I rotate back. I have no boost, and they have ball control. Just try to reset. I block the challenge for Cosmetic so that he's not in a 1v1. Again, I'm not going to go for a direct shot. I try to hit it off the wall. Those are kind of like the two main things that I do when I play. The main two things I do. The one for defense, when you're playing defense, always try to hit it to the corner if you can. The other thing, if you're going on offense, don't just bomb a shot at goal, because most of the time they'll be waiting in net or they'll be expecting it. So they'll just take ball possession if you shoot it right at them. Try to hit it off the backboard so that maybe you can either get a center, an assist for your teammate, or you can follow it up yourself after the opponent kind of like flops around and misses the challenge or doesn't expect it. It's kind of out of place. Those are the main two things I do. It'll allow you to be in a much better position and keep better ball pressure. At this point, I notice my teammate's up because he doesn't get a good challenge. He actually whiffs the ball. That's not too bad of a problem, though, because he's able to land pretty well, so he's actually coming back already. And then also, what should have happened here from the opponent, if I was in the opponent's shoes, I would have caught the ball and then tried to keep possession and dribble it down, maybe try to get a pass to my teammate, because I know that Dot Man's over to the right corner somewhere, so he's probably going to be driving along that right side, trying to wait for a pass or something. That's what I would have done. I would have caught it as Jazer, Knockoff Jazer, and then passed it to my teammate Dot Man, and then try to get a good play going. But what he does instead, and this kind of shows the mentality of champs, like the game sense that champs have, they decide to just toss a shot at goal from all the way downfield. I don't know if it was him trying to get a shot or if he's just trying to clear the ball and try to change pressure onto our side. Either way, when you do this, it shows that you are kind of in a state of panic and you just want the ball away from your goal as much as possible. It might have also been due to the fact that Cosmetic, immediately after whiffing the ball, Jazer probably hears him coming up behind him, so he just tries to get a shot before he gets bumped, which is fair enough. There's a good play by Cosmetic, because I believe that might have been the main reason why he just kind of threw a shot at goal. Whether it was just supposed to be a clear shot, it was fairly close to being a shot. I get a good clear to the side. Dotman follows it up. I have low boost, but I want it to look like I'm just trying to keep control of the ball, which actually works out. We keep offensive pressure at that point, instead of giving it away immediately if I just hit it towards them. Kind of awkward situation where teammate and I didn't know who was going to go for it just by chance, which is my fault, honestly, in this play. I should have just sat back corner, back post. I should have went all the way back to goal, sat back post, and then waited to see what my teammate was going to do here, instead of pushing to the corner where the ball was, because at this point, now everybody's kind of like in the same corner, and they've actually got the ball kind of towards the front of our net, and now it's kind of awkward, so that was my fault. It was a small nuance, like it's not really going to cause too much of a problem. Small mistake on my part, but I learned from it, and luckily I have the ball control. It's literally on top of my car, so what I'm waiting and what I'm looking for is Dotman. So Dotman's the only one that, or the best one to challenge it at this point, because the other two are kind of like in a tricky situation. So I just wait for him to challenge, and as soon as I notice that he's boosting to come and challenge me, as soon as I see him boosting and jumping to challenge me, I flick it. And I flick it over him, works out pretty well. I catch it. Was trying to get that mid boost, but it doesn't matter too much. I get a good flick, and that's the game. Pretty much textbook defense to offensive push right there. Really couldn't have done anything better. So it's pretty ironic how my small mistake of me pushing to the corner actually led us to getting a goal there, because of just me just having really good mechanical plays there. So yeah, I'll show the whole thing through now. I decided to take ball control, flick it over him. I try to catch it again, try to get middle boost. He takes it, but it doesn't matter. I still have ball control. Decide to go for a quick flick, and it works. Simple as that. We win the game. 3 minutes, 14 seconds into overtime. That was a pretty good game. Those opponents were good. Cosmetic playing really well. I mean, we're just doing some good plays to each other for champ players. Couldn't ask for too much of a better teammate, to be honest with you, especially a random teammate you just met. So yeah, I appreciate you guys watching. I hope you learned something. I just wanted to do this to try to speak my mind, and also it allows me to go over my own replays so that I can learn from stuff. For example, when I was just talking about that final play there, instead of me pushing to the corner, I should have sat back post, waited to let Cosmetic do something, rotate around, wait for them to try to pop a center, and then I'll clear it downfield. So yeah, this is a good learning experience for me, but also it allows players that are below champ to try to make that push up, or to kind of see from a different perspective how other people would play. So yeah, I appreciate everybody for watching. Like, subscribe, comment if you will. It's really appreciated. And so yeah, I hope you guys have a great rest of your night. Peace.